What is up, guys? My name is Furocity, and today I'm going to be bringing you the first episode of tips and tricks for Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies. And today we're going to be looking at GobbleGums. We're going to be looking at what class and what setups you guys want to use, and what class and setups I use when I go for my high rounds, when I go for my general gameplays. These are the ones that I use every single time, and these are the ones that I found work the best. I've noticed that when you look through YouTube, or you look through Reddit, or you look through forums, there's never really any good answer to what is the best class setups, what is the best GobbleGum setups, what are the best loadouts. And today I want to try and answer that question as best as possible. So let's get straight into the video. I just want to note one thing before we start. This video is recorded 2 weeks after the release of Awakening DLC number 1 for Black Ops 3 on Xbox One. So roughly the map Horizon Drake's been out about a month and a half in total. So if this class setup isn't for you, you guys can always change it, but this is what I have found that works well for me so far. Okay guys, so let's get straight into this with Shadows of Evil. This is the pack that I use whenever I play Shadows of Evil, and this is the pack that I have found that has worked the best for me. So let's get straight into it. For my first two GobbleGums, I'm going to use the same two GobbleGums throughout this whole video that will start every single pack, and that will be In Plain Sight and Alchemical Antithesis. These two GobbleGums go hand in hand as the best and the most clutch GobbleGums. In Plain Sight obviously giving you 10 seconds to get out of nearly any situation, and Alchemical to give you the absolute biggest advantage when it comes to having no ammo at all, when you don't need points but you need that ammo. So now let's move on to the last three slots, and I'm going to focus on map specific GobbleGums. So for the third spot, I've decided to chuck in Pop Shocks, and this is for the reason that the Magua simply can harass a game, not even stop it, just harass a game. And having the ability to get rid of this thing before it can even move is, again, completely overpowering. So jumping into the fourth spot, I'm going to be running another couple here. So I'm going to do the fourth and the fifth GobbleGum as another hand-in-hand situation, and that would be Unquenchable and On the House. So these two GobbleGums go hand in hand for the obvious reason. Unquenchable because once you get to a certain point, having that fifth perk is really going to make a difference. And having On the House gets rid of the hassle of looking for that fifth perk, or even giving you a head start at the start of the game. The reason I haven't put Perkaholic in here is because I usually save it for different setups, which I haven't made for this video, but if you guys do want to see them, I'll talk about it later on towards the end. So guys, this is my Shadows of Evil GobbleGum setup. This is the setup I use every single time I play, and this is the GobbleGum setup that I have found works to be the best so far that I've seen. So guys, jumping into the Giant now, I'm going to go straight through and I'm going to explain a little bit more than the last GobbleGum pack, because the Giant was really hard to try and make a good GobbleGum setup for, as it is quite a basic map. So for the first two, I used the same as the last GobbleGum pack, so again, In Plain Sight and Alchemical. Moving on to the third, I picked to use Immolation Liquidation for the pure fact that the Giant is notorious for being an athletic track. You will run and run and run, you will chase and chase and chase. Not hard to get either, it just requires a little bit of Liquid Divinium. If you guys want a setup video on how to get Liquid Divinium quick and easy, let me know in the comments below. Again, I'll talk about that towards the end of the video. So for my fourth GobbleGum, I've decided to use quite a odd choice, and that is Killing Time. And I put this in for the pure reason that Killing Time is the next step up from In Plain Sight. So if anyone who doesn't know, Killing Time basically freezes the game for 20 seconds, another really useful GobbleGum, and probably this being the reason that it is such a hard GobbleGum to collect. But if you have enough of it and you're willing to use them in this GobbleGum setup. And for the final one, a bit of a random one, but still one of the ones I like to use when it comes to the Giant, is Aftertaste. And this is because of the fact that you will go down eventually. You will never have a flawless game. You will go down eventually, unless you quit out, of course, but you will go down eventually. And although this doesn't keep Quick Revive, having Jug, Double Tap, Speed still there without having to run after him and chase them, this just gets rid of that problem altogether. and allows you to be completely hassle-free once getting up from being down. So guys, here's my setup for the Giant. It's nothing special, it is a little bit random, it's probably not what a lot of people would pick to run, but these GobbleGum setups are what I find work the best, especially when it comes to covering as many situations as possible. I feel like these are the best 5 to use on the Giant. So if you guys want to use it, copy it. If you don't worry about it. Okay, so going into the next GobbleGum pack, we're going to look at Der Eisendrache. This will be the 5 GobbleGums that I used recently. So again, the same 2 to start, I'm not going to go over them. So for my third, I'm also going to have Immolation Liquidation again for the same reason as on the Giant. It's nice to be able to have 12 hits of the box without any running around or any, massive traveling. So for my fourth GobbleGum, I'm going to be using Unquenchable, but this time I'm not going to couple it with On the House. I feel like Der Eisendrache is a bit more easier when it comes to acquiring perks. And for my fifth GobbleGum, we're going to be using a new one, and this is Wall Power. So for my fifth and final GobbleGum of this pack, I've decided to use Wall Power, and this is for the reason that with Pack-a-Punch moving around so often, having a wall weapon Pack-a-Punched is probably the best strategy. So being able to pick up any wall weapon you want and have it immediately Pack-a-Punched saves you points, saves you time, and saves you effort. So here it is guys, my GobbleGum setup for Der Eisendrache. So guys, now we're going to move into my multiplayer GobbleGum setup, and this is the setup I use whenever I play outside of solo. So whether it be 2, 3 or 4 players, no matter what, I run this GobbleGum setup. So again, to start this GobbleGum pack, like the other 3, we're going to use the same 2, which is In Plain Sight and Alchemical. We're then going to use Phoenix Up, which is going to allow you to revive every single player on the map, no matter where you are. Next, we're going to move on to Aftertaste, and the reason we're going to use that here is not only will it save your perks if you go down, but it will also save your teammates' perks. And for the last one, a bit of an odd pick, but this is what I have found works really good for me, is Arms Grace. And this is because if you go down and if you die and you are able to come back, you will have your guns Pack-a-Punched. No matter what, you will have them back and you won't have to worry about that half of the struggle. Being able to not worry about your guns, not having to worry about going to use the box, use Pack-a-Punch, and only focusing on your perks is one of the biggest. So guys, that's my multiplayer setup. Run it on every single map, no matter what. Don't use this on solo, it's not going to be effective at all, so make sure you got more than one person in the game. And this will be a very, very overpowered setup. You guys will definitely see once you try and run it yourself. Okay guys, so that was my 4 GobbleGum setups. If you guys did enjoy these setups or you want to make some changes to these, what you think would work better here, what you think should have been added, what you think really doesn't need to be here, let me know in the comments. That way we can improve on these and I can make an update video and make sure we have the absolute perfect GobbleGum setups to use on these maps. If you guys would want to see other GobbleGum setup videos, such like Easter egg ones, or maybe you want to see only high round strategy ones, or you want to see challenge ones, please let me know. I have some ideas. Let me know in the comments below so I know that you guys do want to see it, and that way I can get that in production. If you guys want a video that can get you fast liquid divinium, fast XP as well, let me know, because I have an idea for that and I think it's one of the better ideas that I've seen around. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments below, along with what other GobbleGum setups you want to see, and I will surely have a look, and if I see enough comments or I see a comment supporting it, I'll get that in production for you guys. So guys, that is my GobbleGum setup video for my first tips and tricks video. If you guys want to see more tips and tricks, be sure to let me know in the comments. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't. Be sure to leave this video a like and show some support, and also check out the links in the description for the music and the social media. So guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Complete gunfight. You can have a gunfight in any situation on this map and it'll feel like you're just surrounded. And that's what I really like about these new maps and these new Call of Duties.